can't believe it. I just saw it with my own eyes.
I'm in shock right now.
I'm in shock too. I cannot believe what I just saw.
Brought to you by Kirby's Auto. If they don't have the parts you need, then you don't need it. Kirby's Auto, Richwood, Ohio.
Welcome to the NWA Midwest Radio program. I'm your host this week, Gunnar Ferguson. Insurrection coming up live Saturday, April 8th at the Steve Hogg Rec Center is our next live event, and I'm going to utilize this time tonight to try to get you up to speed. A lot happened last month at the Meltdown, and we're going to try to bring you up to speed on what's going on in preparation for Insurrection April 8th at the Steve Hogg Rec Center. Now, you can see this coming. You can see this coming for the last 2 or 3 months. As dominant as Meat and Taters had been as the NWA Midwest Tag Team Champions, there seemed to be a little bit of inner turmoil. They didn't seem to be eye to eye for quite some time. Implement Joseline into the equation. Brandon Xavier and Joseline's relationship now out in the open. We do know that they are together. Not quite sure if it's a love relationship or if it's a working relationship, but they have united, and they seem to think that they have been carrying Big Mo, and that kind of come to fruition last month at the Meltdown. Their opponents that night were the Koger brothers, a dominant tag team in itself, very capable of winning the NWA Midwest Tag Team titles on any given night, even if Meat and Taters were at full strength mentally and physically. You know, the Koger brothers, led by Atticus, had stated their intentions. They were coming for these titles. They wanted Meat and Taters, and they got them. Now, the match was fantastic. Back and forth. Could have went any way, any direction. And then out of nowhere, here comes Joseline. Down to the ring. She slides Brandon Xavier the tag team title belt. He seemed prone to take out one of the Kogers and end the match right there. Now, in a surprise twist, he hits Big Mo. Shocking development. You know, one of the most loved tag teams in the National Wrestling Alliance, Meat and Taters, done. Joseline appears to be that wedge that has come between them. Now, if you follow our Facebook page, you know that Michael Rothschild tried to get some answers from Brandon following the Meltdown event as to why he turned on his longtime partner. That interview produced more questions than answers that left all of us viewers scratching our heads as he refused to address what just happened earlier in the night and went on a ramble about this and that. But Big Mo did respond with a very clear-cut message directed towards his longtime partner, Brandon Xavier. And let's take a listen to that right now. Let's just play you a little bit of that message right now.
According to Joseline, I turned my back on you. So what? Joseline's your handler now? Joseline running you now? So apparently she was the one who said that I turned my back on you. Now, is that how you really feel? Or is that just Joseline controlling you? But then you got the nerve to say your focus is on Bruiser Schmidt. No disrespect to Bruiser Schmidt, but he's not the one you need to worry about. The person you need to worry about is me.
Strong words there by Big Mo directed towards Brandon Xavier. And like a lot of us, I think initially he was shocked. But listening to him speak there, I think I can speak for all of us when I say him being shocked has now turned to aggression, and he wants Brandon Xavier. And here at NWA Midwest, we handle our beefs inside the ring, and that's exactly what's going to happen April 8th at Insurrection. It will be Big Mo one-on-one versus Brandon Xavier. Should be absolutely explosive. And speaking of the new tag team champions, the Koger brothers. A lot of people inside the independent wrestling world, inside the National Wrestling Alliance, has said time and again it was inevitable that the Koger brothers would eventually take over one of the divisions. Didn't think it would happen so fast, but it has happened. Now, all the inner turmoil, all the things going on inside the Meat and Taters camp, put that aside. Take nothing away from what the Coger brothers have accomplished in becoming the new NWA Midwest Tag Team Champions. These guys are absolutely destructive. They are instruments of violence. And now Atticus Coger and his brothers now sit atop the NWA Midwest Tag Team Division as the gatekeepers. A fact that hasn't gone unnoticed by what could potentially be the next challengers to those NWA Midwest Tag Team titles, and that would be the Philly and Reno Experience. Now, these guys, since coming to the National Wrestling Alliance, have been on the rise, have run into Meat and Taters a couple of times, seem to be poised and ready to make that climb to the upper echelon of tag teams in the Midwest and capture those tag team titles until they ran into the Coger brothers at Super Brawl 4. Probably one of the biggest upsets of the night. Probably one of the biggest shockers of the night. The Cogers absolutely had run through Philly Marino, something that P&M haven't forgot. Now, my colleague Aaron Hurd had a chance to get a quick moment with Philly Marino backstage after Meltdown to get their thoughts on what transpired in the tag team division. Take a listen.
Yeah, here we are with a big W today, and the only thing we're looking for is the gold. And I see the Cogers come in, lay waste to PME, get a title shot. Brandon turns on Big Mo, and now it's them with the titles.
We had our opportunities at the gold, but me and Taters working together. The Cogers got those belts because Brandon turned on Mo. Would it have happened again? Who knows?
As you can hear, Philly and Marino have their opinions on what happened, and also tend to kind of lean towards not giving a whole lot of credence to the accomplishments of the Coger brothers becoming the new NWA Midwest Tag Team Champions. Now, that's a position I would strongly urge, in my humble opinion, a position to be cautious of taking, especially when it comes to the Coger brothers. Philly and Marino are an outstanding young tag team. They're going to do a lot of fantastic things in their career, a lot of championships coming their way. But the Coger brothers just might be a force not yet seen here at NWA Midwest. Now, we got to take a break, but when we come back, we are going to talk about what's next for the NWA Midwest Heavyweight Champion Bruiser Schmidt, and also talk about a couple of welterweights, Brian Laster and Jesse McCoy. We'll be right back. You were listening to the NWA Midwest Radio Show right here on WDIF.
Hey, this is Joker. This is the big dog, Double D, here on WDIF every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 7 for Off the Mats What If Wrestling. What If Wrestling is matches that may have happened, may not have happened, any of the divisions of wrestling, whether it be WWE, NWA, you name it. If you have an idea, we'll talk about it. WDIF between 6:30 and 7 to hear the Joker and the big dog, Double D, talking about dream matches.
That's right. Off the Mats What If Wrestling. You're going to hear us fight, argue, and give our opinions on the best fantasy matches ever created.
The NWA Midwest Wrestling Radio Show is brought to you by some amazing sponsors. Thank you to Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located at 571 East Center Street in Marion. They're open 10:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day, and their phone number is 740-387-3277. Also, Spokes Bike Store at 137 West Church Street. They're open Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 7, and Saturday, 11 to 4. Their phone number is 740-386-2121.
Welcome back. You were listening to the NWA Midwest Radio program right here on WDIF 97.5. And another matchup I want to talk about for Insurrection April 8th, Brian Laster and Jesse McCoy. This is almost a deja vu match, and I'll get to that in just a moment on what I mean. But this is a rematch of sorts from last month's Meltdown. Both of these guys are very transparent, similar styles in the ring, seem to be buddy-buddy leading up to Meltdown. Now, as we have seen in the past with Jesse McCoy, he tends to like to take people under his wing, especially some of the young guys. Jesse being somewhat of a veteran in the ring. And he approached Brian Lasseter with the same agenda. Hey, man, I'd like to work out with you. Hey, man, come work out with me. Come to my gym. I'll teach you a few things. Now, Brian Lasseter, never once short on confidence, said, what the hell, man? I don't need you. You're interrupting my interview time. You're interrupting my camera time, man. Beat it. So, as we do it here at NWA Midwest, we settle our beefs in the ring. The match was set. Jesse McCoy, Brian Lasseter. Two cruiserweights, two guys in that cruiserweight, welterweight division, the high flyers, that fun division we all love to talk about. And it went down last month at Meltdown. Now, Brian, who loves to make everybody aware of his undefeated streak in the singles division, was able to come out on top. Great matchup. Could have went either way. Brian Lasseter come out on top. So be it. Move on. But that wasn't the end of it. Brian Lasseter, we all know, always with an eye on the ladies. As a lot of you ringside spectators have found out, always looking for the ladies, always mixing it up with the significant others. Always got an eye on the ladies. And this time, he might have gone a step too far. I mean, there's a thing you don't do in the man's world. And talking as a man, you don't do this. You do not cross the line and mess with another man's woman. You just don't do it. Brian Lasseter has crossed that line. Last month at Meltdown, at the end of the event, end of the night, Jesse McCoy and his significant other making their exit. Bad night for him. He's going home sore. But they're on their way out of the building. Jesse steps away momentarily. A lot of you guys have probably seen this on the footage that came out on our Facebook page, the part 1 of Meltdown part 1. But in case you haven't, just let me recap. They're on their way out of the building. No hard feelings. You lost. Move on to the next event. Fight another day. As Jesse McCoy steps away from his lady, momentarily, Brian Lasseter made his move. Approached her, handed out his number, and all hell has broken loose. Jesse McCoy has demanded Brian Lasseter in a rematch April 8th at Insurrection. It's been signed. I mean, that's a given. They're going to go at it. You've seen the Facebook post. You know this match has already been signed. But this is a sort of deja vu. These type of problems seem to follow Jesse McCoy year after year, month after month, event after event. And I'm gonna talk about something that happened a couple years ago. A lot of you remember the tag team of Jesse McCoy and Brian Douglas, affectionately known by you fans as McDouglas. Two young guys, exciting, captured the fans by storm, won the NWA Midwest Tag Team Championships, and then Jesse McCoy did what Jesse McCoy does. He suddenly decided he wanted to be Brian Douglas' mentor. Brian Douglas, another very arrogant, cocky, not lacking in the confidence department. You all know that about Brian Douglas. And the same result happened. Beat it. I don't need you to mentor me. Who are you? And that situation ended up in the flying knee heard around the world that almost sent Brian Douglas' head rolling down the midway at the Marion Popcorn Festival. And now here we are again 2 years later. Same situation. Jesse McCoy trying to mentor one of the younger talents. It's unbelievable. It's like deja vu. And now here we go. We got a girlfriend involved. I mean, what's going on? I mean, every situation seems to have some type of girlfriend or boyfriend involved. And now here we are again. Jesse McCoy in a situation with a younger roster talent for the same reasons. And now here we go. Now, Michael Rothschild briefly tried to get some information, tried to get a statement from Jesse McCoy. He was not in the mood to talk, so we have nothing to really give to you in response from the last event. But here we go. It's going down. Brian Lassiter putting his singles undefeated streak on the line against Jesse McCoy. I don't know if the building can hold these two. Jesse McCoy is absolutely beyond being incensed. This is going to get physical. Is Brian Lassiter ready to step up to that challenge? Is he ready to step up the game? We're going to find out. Going to be explosive. April 8th, Insurrection, Steve Hogg Rec Center. Bell time, 7 p.m. Get your tickets now. But here we go. These are the type of matches that end careers. But it's happening. All right, moving on. What's next for the NWA Midwest Heavyweight Champion, Bruiser Schmidt? Now, you know, coming through that heavyweight tournament, surviving it, winning the title at Super Brawl 4, putting out that open challenge, announcing that he will be a fighting champion. He will defend that title event after event after event. Sean Blaze stepped up last month at the Meltdown. Schmidt was able to survive, move on, defend his title. So what's next? I mean, a lot of rumors and speculation going around. Who's going to step up to be the next man in line to take on Bruiser Schmidt? And you didn't have to look very far. That I can now officially announce who his April 8th opponent will be. It will be the Dark Star Matt Taylor, War Wrestling's champion. Now, this match is pending Matt Taylor surviving his title defense April 1st at War Wrestling's event against Tanner the Savage. So this contract has stipulations on it. It's pending he survives April 1st in Lima, Ohio at the War Wrestling event. Should he survive it, should he come out of that event as still the War Wrestling champion, it will be War Wrestling's champion, Dark Star Matt Taylor, versus the NWA Midwest Heavyweight Champion, Bruiser Schmidt, in a title versus title showdown. Who you got? Who's walking out of this not only with their own belt, but with their opponent's belt as well? Title versus title, it is on. Pending Matt Taylor survives April 1st in Lima, Ohio. Two classic styles. I mean, who do you give the advantage to? Both of these guys are your blue-collar, in the mud, ground and pound, grind it out competitors. You have to give the technical wrestling advantage, probably to Matt Taylor. You give the strength to Bruiser Schmidt. Who wins this? Who walks out of Insurrection the best? Who do you got? I mean, that's the question. I mean, who do you got? Who do you take? Who wins this match? Now, Matt Taylor's been here a couple of times. A lot of you recall he welcomed Matt Riviera, one half of the NWA Midwest World Tag Team Champions, to Marion, beat him. You all recall the war he had with Ethan Wright. Fantastic matchup. I mean, absolutely fantastic. Still one of my all-time favorite matches to view as a spectator. And then you got Bruiser Schmidt, who over the past 3+ years here with the NWA has fought wars. Wars. Nobody handed this guy anything. Nothing was given to him. He said it himself. He's not the prima donna. He's not the Adonis body. He's not the most gifted athlete. But he'll fight you. He'll step inside the ring and he'll fight you. And that's the same with Matt Taylor. There's going to be no backing down. This is two giants colliding in the middle of the ring. It doesn't get any better than that. All the talk, oh, my champion's better than your champion, my champion's better than your champion, this promotion's no good, that promotion's no good, Now the two giants collide. This is what you like to see, champion versus champion. War Wrestling's best, NWA Midwest's best. Colliding. April 8th, Insurrection, Steve Hogg Rec Center. It is going down right here in Marion. This is what professional wrestling is all about. Two champions squaring off. Who's the best? Who you got? Matt Taylor, Bruiser Schmidt. Who you got? We'll be right back. You're listening to the NWA Midwest Radio Show right here on WDIF 97.5.
The NWA Midwest Wrestling Radio Show is brought to you by some amazing sponsors. Thank you to Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located at 571 East Center Street in Marion. They're open 10:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day, and their phone number is 740-387-3277. Also, Spokes Bike Store at 137 West Church Street. They're open Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 7, and Saturday, 11 to 4. Their phone number is 740-386-2121.
Hey, this is Joker.
This is the big dog, Double D, here on WDIF every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 7 for Off the Mats What If Wrestling. What If Wrestling is matches that may have happened, may not have happened, any of the divisions of wrestling, whether it be WWE, NWA, you name it. If you have an idea, we'll talk about it. WDIF between 6:30 and 7 to hear the Joker and the big dog, Double D, talking about dream matches.
Replay is a proud sponsor and ticket outlet for the NWA.
You've been listening to the NWA Midwest Radio Show right here on WDIF 97.5. I'm your host, Gunnar Ferguson, and it has been an absolute pleasure to be with you this week. I know we've talked about a lot tonight, but a lot has been going on over the last couple of months here at the NWA, getting you ready for Insurrection Saturday, April 8th at the Steve Hogg Rec Center. And of course, that event is brought to you by Neighbors Pizza, 712 Richmond Avenue, Marion, Ohio. Phone number 740-382-6595. Neighbors Pizza, bringing you that Ohio-style pizza you grew up with. Neighbors Pizza right here in your neighborhood. Again, folks, just kind of recap some of the matches that have already been signed. We've got Cody Reaper back in action as he goes one-on-one with the giant Kalam Brian Laster in what I'm deeming an honor match, a fight for honor with Jesse McCoy. Should be explosive. Big Mo versus Brandon Xavier. Matt Taylor versus Bruiser Schmidt pending. Marion Fontaine will be in the building. Seth Allen will be in the building. Tag team champions, the Coger brothers will be in the building. Joseline will be in the building. Laura Lovelace will be in the building. It's going to be another memorable night right here in Marion, Ohio with the NWA. If you haven't got your tickets yet, advance tickets are available at Replays Gameware, 1239 Mount Vernon Avenue. Again, right here in Marion, Ohio. Tickets will also be available at the door the night of the event. Doors open at 6 p.m. Bell time will be at 7 p.m. Again, it has been an absolute pleasure to be with you tonight. My name is Gunnar Ferguson. Stick around for What If Wrestling with the big dog, Damon Dewar, and the Joker coming up at the bottom of the hour. You've been listening to the NWA Midwest Radio Show right here on WDIF 97.5.